Rhythm and Soul Radio. I am Marco Nobles, and we have our virtual studio open. And one of our friends, who's becoming a longtime friend, she's been with us a number of times here on Rhythm and Soul Radio. She is the honey voice songstress, as I always say. The incredible Mesa is with us. Hey, Mesa,
Vicky, hi,
what's
honey. How you
happening?
doing? I'm
I'm
good.
good. I'm good. So we have the new album coming. We got the single, whatever that's
Hmm
doing well. It's actually the second single from the album, right?
Third, because the first
Third.
single was double album, double single. Make sure you're
Right,
sure and just stay. It was double single, so this is
right,
the
right,
third one.
right. And now we
Mhm.
have whatever, and whatever is a little bit more up tempo, for
Uh-huh.
you in terms of your solo stuff,
Oh,
which is good to hear. So talk about this
wow.
about
My
whatever.
friend David Dyson, the bass player David Dyson, wrote the song. Gave it to me a couple years ago, and we finally recorded it this year. It has some additional production by my longtime producer Chris Big Dog Davis, and
Hmm.
it's just been beautiful. Just absolutely.
Right, right. Now this album is your first full length album of original stuff on your own label, right?
Yeah, it's a
Right.
it's a 19 song album.
Wow.
Wanted to produce a long playing record like the good old days, and
Okay.
not so much just a little. People tell me they're all against that. People's attention spans are short. You shouldn't do that anymore. Just do little 6 songs here at a time. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do something where it's a whole experience. And
Hmm.
also being a record label owner, I have to create a catalog for myself, especially with
Right.
streaming and everything else. So I thought I'd just put it on out there and do something big for the first one.
Right, right. Now this is the first full length album, but didn't you do an EP like to kind of announce the
Yeah,
um
the
the
label. Yeah,
label?
I did. I did. This Fab First Four. It's the first four singles that I released on my album. I decided to do my first printing ever for Blue Velvet Soul Records. So we printed that CD, and we did very, very well with that during the pandemic. Uh,
Right.
it was just amazing. We had sold that in blue velvet boxes to
Mm.
represent the company name, and so that turned out to be a great campaign. And so we hopefully do something bigger with this one. I'm also working on an Indiegogo campaign because even though I funded the album myself, it took me the last 3 years to fund the album. I
Right.
need help with marketing and promotion, and
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
we started a campaign last 10 days ago to help to raise enough money to help make this record as big as I can on my own.
Right, right, okay, and I would think because I follow you all the time,
Mhm.
so you've got the karaoke Sundays that you haven't done as much, but I guess hopefully you'll be able to bring the campaign, as a part of karaoke Sundays as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's one of the perks for the campaign is that I will come to your house and do karaoke from your home. So
What?
it's
Really?
a kind of expensive perk, but it pays. You don't have to pay
Uh,
anything. It's once you pay that fee. Of course, I pay for the flights, hotels, ground transportation. I pay for everything else. In my, of course, karaoke. Wanda's gonna come with me, and if I had to have
okay.
somebody else come with us just to help us out, and I bring all the equipment. You don't have to do anything. But it's just it's a once in a lifetime thing. Cause it's available on the Indiegogo, and it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be fun if people choose that perk.
Okay, I'm gonna crack open my piggy bank and see what we can make happen here. Have Mesa do karaoke Sundays from the house.
uh-huh.
That's a fun little perk.
Uh-huh.
I guess you got to cook dinner and the whole thing. We got to feed y'all, right?
No, you only have to feed me. We're gonna go do the songs and then and roll up. That'll be fun if somebody's cooking. That's always good though.
Hey, it's only right. It's only right. You gotta show up the proper hospitality. If
Right.
if Mason's gonna come and sing in the house, you gotta make sure that have some nice things there for her. You said it's been 3 years working on this project and really this album, but the label has been you've been working on this for a minute. Like you launched the
hmm
label, I want to say last year because you launched it during the pandemic, so it was
Yeah, I
a year
launched
and
it
a
in
half ago,
2018 actually.
2018. So it has been a
Uh-huh.
good 3 now 4 years. Okay,
Yeah.
it seems like it hasn't been that long though.
Right. I
I
think we
guess.
started gaining some momentum during the pandemic. We started really picking up a lot more things where people were realizing that I was out there on my own and they were very supportive. So um, and we've been charting very well. Like the single Whatever is the second week on the UK #1 on the UK
Right.
soul charts. So we've been doing pretty good. I just and my other ones, Make Sure You're Sure and Just Stay. They were
Mm-hmm.
played a lot on XM Radio and Watercolors and Heart and Soul
Mm-hmm.
and now WHUR has picked up Whatever. So it's like it's a lot of good stations are picking it up. Slowly but surely. But this campaign would truly help me get out there and put the whole record out there as it should be.
Right, right. It's Rhythm and Soul Radio. We are talking to Maysa, an incredible artist that we've listened to for 20 plus years now.
Hmm.
Whether it's with Incognito and solo and all the wonderful things she's done. Um, let's talk about you because you mentioned the Indiegogo campaign. How can people find that and support that?
If you go to Facebook, you go to my website, Maysa.com. There's a link for it there. And also, if you're it's definitely on Facebook on my Maysa official like page, which is my main page the karaoke's on. There's
Hmm.
quite a few links there.
Okay, all right, great. Now, this album is what's the name of the album, by the way?
It's called Music for Your Soul.
All right, Music for Your Soul,
Mhm.
and this has been a 3 year journey. It's been 3 years you've
Yeah,
been working
about
on the
3 years
album.
in the making. Yeah, it took me 3 years to make it.
Now, were you always planning on doing it like 19 tracks, or did
No,
it
it just kind
kind
of
of
grew.
kept growing?
Yeah, it kept growing organically. It kept growing and growing, and I just it's originally supposed to be 22 songs for the year 22 because I
Mm,
have a song on the album called Spirit 222 because 222 is a beautiful angel number. It means a lot about knowing who you are and knowing that the angels are helping you and watching over you and all that stuff. So I wanted 22 songs to match the year, the special year we are here. Of course, 2022.
mm,
So that's why I originally. But of course, in the making of the album, it became not only just expensive, but also for a double CD and double vinyl, there's a time limit. So the
mm.
19 songs fits the time limit perfectly. So I
Okay.
decided to stick with 19.
Okay, all right. So now, was it how would it, a lot of times artists like will do a 10 song album or 12 song album, and they'll say they had like 50 or 60 songs and they had to whittle it down. That
Right.
how many songs do you end up going through to kind of get to 19?
Well, I just went through. I had, like I said, 22 total. So it's only 3 or 4 that didn't get.
Okay,
A couple got recorded, but not the other 2 didn't get recorded. So I'll have some for the next record to start off. But I really have started off with 22 songs. I didn't
okay.
go too far. I don't like making too many songs. Like a lot of people do a vault and they make a whole bunch of songs and put it in there. I don't want any posthumous albums on me. I don't want to hear that. God forbid, knock on wood, it's no time soon. But I just don't want. I'm not going to wood for real. I don't want that done. I want my music to be out while I'm here on this earth. So I'm going to put out what I'm
Mm.
put out.
Okay, all right. So then, like when you go in the process for this album, for example, you mentioned whatever is a song you've had,
A
you've
couple
had
of
it
years.
for a couple of years.
Hmm.
Were are all the songs kind of like that, or were some of the songs like you came to
Some
you
of the songs
like
were
that
created.
day and you?
Yeah, almost like that on instantaneously. Sometimes there's some songs I've had, like another song called "I Don't Mind." It came about my music director Damon Bennett wrote this song. He gave me this song almost 4 years ago, and when
Mm,
I was almost at the point of my album, I love this track, and I was like, I got to do something with this song. I got to do something with this song. So I called him and said, Damon, is this song still available? He's like, Yep, it's still yours. So I called him. I said, I got to do something with it. Now we want an Incognito tour. And one day Bluey was coming. Yeah, so we had 4 days off, and they were staying in Baltimore. So I told him I had to go in the studio to record a song that Frank McComb had just written for me, uh,
mm,
called His Love. And so I said, well, Bluey. So Bluey said, look, I'll go in the studio with you and help you record your vocals, like help me coach me and stuff like that. So I was
right.
like, oh, cool. So the next morning before we left, I sent him the song. And I said, Bluey, what do you think you could do with this song? So I sent him the track that Damon had written. And by that afternoon, Bluey had written this. I sent him my melodic ideas, and he
Hmm.
had written the song by the time we got to the studio, and we recorded the next day. So it was just like
Okay.
something that, and I love this song. It's so bad. It's going to be my next, the next single is going to be a smooth jazz single. And it's going to be called, I Don't Mind, it's called. It's kind of Sade-ish, vibey,
Okay.
kind of islandy kind of vibes on it. It's really
Right.
nice.
How is it now that you are You are everything. You are the artist. You are the marketing person. You are the label head. Like
Uh,
when you talk about it's gonna be my next single, like you are now choosing the singles. Like how is
yes,
that for being with different labels and you're being told what single is
right,
you have input, but you're still being told like we think we should go with this song for this,
right.
that, and the other reason. But now you can choose the singles that you really want to put out.
Yes, it's amazing feelings. It's so liberating, and it's the Shaniki Entertainment, they allowed me a lot of creative freedom, I have to
Mhm.
say.
Mhm.
They weren't so harsh on me, but they have some disagreements about what label should be supported and how it should be supported. And now I don't have to argue or discuss anything with anybody. I just do what I want. And so that's really fun, and it's really empowering. And that's, I wish that for everybody at this point on in the music industry, is to, I mean, there's some people that be signed by majors, and that'd be great. And that's,
Mhm.
if it's done right, if you get a good attorney and do the thing the right way, it could be, super. But I think owning yourself for the rest of your life is a huge, huge milestone, and I think people
Yes.
should really look to do that.
Right. What have you learned in this process? I think I asked you this once before, but now you're further into it now. Now you're 3 years in, almost 4 years in,
Hmm.
with the label. What have you learned in this process as you're about to now release this first full album?
Wow, I learned that social media is king. I definitely learned that it's like you have to, like, if you get a TikTok hit, you can get anything in the world you want. That's, you got it. Once you hit TikTok world, it's over. You can do whatever you want. That you can make all the money, and that's what I
Mm,
know. So even with my age demographic, I still think because there's a lot of us on TikTok, I can
mhm,
still
mhm.
reach my people there, and that's what I'm really trying to do. I'm a newbie at TikTok, but I definitely have Facebook, 110,000 followers on Facebook, which is, some people it's small, but to me it's big.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the way, of course, and also what I'm learning, what I'm seeing is that social media is driving radio.
Mm,
So it's a lot easier. It seems like it's, if you give a big TikTok hit or big Facebook hit, it's easier for you to get the radio support also. So as far as mainstream is concerned.
mhm.
So I think that's where we're trying to go with this. I'm trying to get as much marketing as I can done. There's still, the learning curve is still hitting me upside the head. To be honest with you, it's a lot to learn
Right.
about on your own record label. But still a lot of mistakes I'm making. Um, but I'm determined to get better at all of this.
Right, and like you said, this is now you're in a position where you can own your output, you can own your creativity,
Hmm.
you can really you know share how you wish to share your art,
Hmm.
which is golden, and to
Thank
go into
you.
this next stage of life,
Hmm. Hmm.
after you've been doing it 20 years, you'll be doing it another 20, 30, 40,
Yeah, but I'm
eh,
32 years in this year.
30 32
32,
years.
yeah. So I started with Incognito in 1991. So, and then my first solo album came out in 1995. So it's been quite a long time.
Right, right, right. So, well, we'll certainly be here, continuing on. So that's the other thing.
Mhm.
That when people hear the name Mesa, there's such a connection,
Mhm.
to you. Your people, certainly gravitate to you, to your music, to your voice, uh, to what you share on stage. You have such a core following, whether
Oh,
it's
thank you.
with Incognito, whether it's on your own,
Oh,
and now you tour back with Incognito quite a bit, um, so there's
sorry.
that's all right. So how is that too? Because I know that has to play a part in terms of the marketing, the social media, to try to, you know, I don't want to say leverage because that may not be the right word, but in a way, it's
Mhm.
kind of leverage the capital that you have with all of us as your fans to be
Yeah,
able to kind of grow and expand even more, so more
yeah.
people get the Mesa experience.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's what I want. I never wanted to be some big superstar where I can't walk through the store. I can't have bodyguards and you have to talk to somebody and they're able to say something to me. I don't want none of that. I never wanted that life. I wanted to always be accessible to people and hug on people and share the experience with everybody. That's what I'm here for, to share my musical experience. So, um, the only thing I wanted from this career, from being more popular, being more known, is that people will say, "Oh, we got to get Maysa for that. Oh, we should call Maysa for that." That's the kind of thing
Hmm.
I want my music in movies and TV and commercials, and I want my music to be out there more. So that's the only reason I want the bigger exposure to all of this. That's why I'm working so hard on the campaign to raise the money to hire a PR person, to hire a marketing team, to get radio reps and pay everybody to their correct fee so that they can work really hard to get me on the radio and get me on TV. I mean, I haven't done too much national television. It's been very rare for me to do that, and so
Hmm.
I really need that in order to continue this. And so between that and social media, I'm going to keep working until something clicks. I just keep waiting. Someone told me years ago, Maysa, just keep going until the world comes to you. So I'm still waiting on the world to come on.
Well,
Yeah, but I have
you
quite a huge amount of people who've been with me for a long time, and I appreciate and love them with all my heart. And without them, I wouldn't be here today. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, we certainly appreciate you. It's Rhythm and Soul Radio. We are talking with Mesa. Remind everybody again about the website, the Facebook,
Hmm.
the karaoke Sundays, and
Uh-huh.
how they can support the campaign to support you as you
Yeah.
release music for your soul coming up
Yeah.
on Blue Velvet Soul Records.
Yes. Well, you can go to Maysa.com, Maysa.com, and all the links are there for the campaign, for all my social media, and you can learn more about me and my life, and you can even contact me through that page. So that's where you go, Maysa.com.
And obviously you were touring regularly, you were performing regularly,
Mm-hmm.
around the country and around the world. So people
Mm-hmm.
can certainly go to the website and see your upcoming performances. Because if you haven't
Yes.
seen Mesa perform, you owe it to yourself to see her and have that experience because it is very special.
Oh,
As,
thank you
as
so much.
Mesa is very special. Thank you
Thank you,
so
honey.
much, Mesa. We
Thank you,
so
Marco. I appreciate
appreciate
it.
you. You know, you always have a home here. I think you know that by now. So.
Thank you. I appreciate it with all my heart too.
All right. Rhythm and Soul Radio. We've been talking with Mesa. Here is Mesa with the newest single from Music for Your Soul. Here is Whatever.